Recording.
Try to be on this high level.
You could have stayed standing. So no,
Yeah.
that's me. That's me. I'm sorry.
That was recorded too. Sure.
No, but your comments wasn't. You know, you wanted to be eye level, so I told you you could. Anyway, go ahead.
Anyway. Okay. So you can use the earphone.
Okay.
Earphone. Yeah.
Let's see.
Right. You can hear me too, right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. All right. You recording?
Yes.
Considering your busy schedule, do you find it difficult to have a social life?
Well, I mean, anytime you got a schedule like mine that has you constantly running around and doing a lot of different things, it does make it really hard to go out and have a social life and be involved in things, you know, in terms of like, I can't remember the last time I went to a sports bar and just had some drinks with some friends, or I can't remember the last party I went to. It's probably been like 3, 4, maybe 5 weeks since I've been to a really good party or whatever. And that's really because, you know, when you're working at a TV station, when you got to edit TV shows and get them ready for the next day, when you're working at a newspaper and you got to get things done at the paper, you got to have your article in. You don't have a lot of time to get other things done because you're tired. You're burned out from what you've done throughout the day when you're constantly driving down all the way to PG County to do coaching, and that's 45 minutes away from here, and then coming all the way back. I mean, you wear yourself out. You don't really have the energy to party and just go out and, you know, the last movie I saw was Notorious B.I.G. Notorious. That was like, came out like 2 months ago. And I haven't really gotten a chance to see a lot more movies since then. A lot of the new movies that came out, just haven't had time to go to the movie theater, and I don't feel like I'm missing out on a lot, but I just haven't had a chance to do some of the things that I would probably be, you know, pretty cool with doing.
So do you even try having a social life? Like, what are the things that you do to compensate?
I try having a social life, but I think the biggest thing that comes down to it is I enjoy what I do. I enjoy working at the TV station. To me, that is having a social life to a degree. I enjoy working at the paper. I enjoy writing and picking up and looking at what I read and hearing people's comments about what I write. I enjoy coaching. I enjoy with these kids and picking them up and talking to them and, you know, going to practice and going to games and hanging out in between games and all those things. I'm doing what I love. And, you know, there's the old adage, if you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. And to me, I enjoy doing what I do, so I don't necessarily miss having a social life. I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything. In terms of just making an effort to have fun, I mean, I go out with girls from time to time. I have a girlfriend that I hang out with and do a lot of stuff with now. And in terms of that, I mean, I hang out a lot. I have a huge family, so I hang out with my family a lot. Family events, parties. I missed a couple of birthday parties here and there. I've missed some things with the family. But for the most part, hanging out with them, hanging out with my girlfriend, I've found time to have for things other than work, but just not a lot of time for things other than work.
Do you obviously you know that having a girlfriend is a pretty big commitment, especially
Right.
for a guy like you. Before you took your relationship to the next level, did you explain to her what she should be expecting from you?
It's complicated. It's very complicated when you do a lot of things. It does make it really rough to have any sort of romantic life. And what ended up happening was I dated this particular girl that I'm dating now. We dated for about 4 years from high school when I was busy. Even now when I'm busy now, we dated for 4 years. We broke up because I was too busy and she needed a lot more quality time, and I just couldn't give it to her. So unfortunately, as much as I didn't want to, we had to kind of go our separate ways. And I think we both learned from it. And even in between, it was impossible when I wasn't dating anyone to find someone that would be able to deal with my schedule. It's not easy. Most girls say they can, and then once they get into it and they realize that, hey, I haven't seen you in 2 weeks, but we've talked on the phone a couple times, that's not necessarily something that they're down for. And then now I've gotten back with the girl that I was with for 4 years before, and she's a lot more understanding now. I guess she saw, that I could still do a lot of things and be there for her when I needed to. But unfortunately, I couldn't be there all the time, and I think she's a lot more mature about that, and I'm a lot more conscious about making sure I make time for her. So I think we kind of met halfway. We've kind of compromised that major problem, because other than that, it was great. It was just that one problem of me just being really, really busy and not having the time to give her the quality time that she needed.
How's that look?
Good.
The picture look good?
Oh yeah.
My phone is vibrating.